air. And let's do this. Welcome, 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 you guys. So what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You know, she got the shade for a little bit. She got the shade for a little bit, but you definitely can't really shade when you have a whole tripod light sitting in your face because some shades are darker than others, and the shades that I have been shading with, I can still see me. But in these, people can't see, and peoples would like to just see. Welcome, 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 y'all. It is Sylvie414, and I is Sylvie, your rough edge lady, coming to bring you a little bit of that 414, that balance in the middle. Balance in the middle, baby. That's all. We just want to talk about the balance, the balance. That's all. I hope y'all have had a wonderful day. Ooh, this day. And there are still remnants from this day just lingering, waiting on me. It hasn't been a bad day. I've gotten things done. There were some things that were supposed to be done that did not get done. Um, I'm starting a new thing, and I won't say that I started it off not well. I just allowed a distraction to get in the way, and I know that I deal with distractions from time to time, y'all. But yeah, part of my day consisted of grapefruit juice in my eye, and another part of it consisted of Tony Saturate Creole seasoning up my nose. And there was so much of that stuff up my nose that my nose ran for probably about 30 minutes. So I was cooking and I was trying to put it up and it kind of fell. And I thought that I had closed it, but I actually opened it more. Like I use it on the sprinkle, but you know, you can open it to the pour. And I thought that I closed it and I opened it to the pour. Nobody should open it to the pour. And then it falls because a big chunk of that went in my nose. So yes, yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. We got some water and some Stella Rose, y'all. This is some black cherry Stella Rose. Yummy. Right up my alley. All of my peoples talk about me because I'm not a drinker, so something like this works very well for me. Tastes really nice. Don't taste like daggone a liquor. And look, I was talking about because this is one of the bottles that I had bought for my housewarming. My housewarming is on the 4th of next month. So this is one of the bottles I bought for my housewarming. And I was like, I'm just getting ready to break one of them bottles open because I bought like 6 bottles because I don't drink. And I bought it for anybody that may come that is not really a drinker but may want something to sip on. You know, people like me. So my other girlfriend was like, you not provide no liquor? I was like, no, I made it a BYOB so you could bring your liquor if you like. I said, but I don't drink. I don't know if that, you know, I'm not in the, let me, first things first. Mama, I am not in the financial situation right now to provide liquor to everyone's liking. I did mix up the wines, but excuse me, between some light and some dark wine. But all my friends drink all and this one that's asking drinks the most different kind of any. But just like she said, you know, I will be coming with my bottle in tow. I already know that. She drinks ginger brandy, which is something I can drink. Ginger brandy tastes good. I just need for it to taste good. She was like, but you should get some, if you're gonna do wine, you should get some Taylor Port because Taylor Port, oh, I won't drink any of that. but I will get a bottle of Taylor Port for people that may want something a little stronger in a wine, because Taylor Port, and she said that. She said, everything, I ain't tasted it, but everything I've heard about it, they say it tastes just like wine, it tastes like liquor. Yeah, I'd say, I don't want. I don't want Taylor Port. My daughters drink Taylor Port. My 28-year-old and my 30-year-old daughter drink Taylor Port, and my 80-something-year-old uncle drinks Taylor Port. Y'all can have it. You can have it. I don't want. I don't want no Taylor Port. Please and thank you. But I will provide some for my peoples. That I'll do. So y'all, we are not going to be before you long. We did not even come before you last night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My God, my thought process and my hope is that God just gave me some mercy, because when I say that I crashed last night, I went live for 2 nights straight at the midnight hour. This made night number 3. And I'm going to speak good on tomorrow. I'm going to speak good on tomorrow. Because I'm only called to 5, so last night will be one that I missed, and I'm going to speak good on tomorrow. But I can't even say that I was supposed to be taking a nap. My body felt like it wanted to, but that's the thing. I was just getting in the habit of getting a nap. And I ain't even gonna say a nap. Well, it was kind of a schedule. While I've been on the sabbatical, people's ain't know that. And look, people's actually believes that this is the space that the God wants them in. Howsoever, I checked up on that with the God today. Look, give me a without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I'm saying? If this ain't where it's supposed to be, give me a without a shadow of a doubt as to where it's supposed to be. But if this is where it's supposed to be, I just have to reconfigure things to make sure that I'm getting a nap in, because I do believe I got a word that I'm going to need a nap every day. Like when I say that I believe that I have been directed every step of the way as I look back. And you know when I got that word that I was going to need a nap every day? When I was at work, when I was living in a homeless shelter. I didn't even felt like I got so much out of that job. I loved that job. I did not particularly love the company that I was working for, but I loved that job. I always loved the jobs that people would look at as menial. And it's crazy because that one wasn't even really, it was customer service, but not that way. It wasn't really face-to-face customer service. I was working for social service. I was working at the social service building. I was doing janitorial work. Another form of work that I said I never did. But God, well, janitorial work and cleaning is the same thing. So it's not another form of work. It's the same form of work, but when I say the God stopped me in my tracks and humbled me and said, okay then, because it started with cleaning. It started with cleaning and moved to janitorial, and it moved to janitorial in... When I say that the place that I started off with janitorial, God knew that when I accepted that job, that I knew that I was being humbled. It was at a club that I used to go to. And when I went to this club, the very only way that I would use the restroom in this club is if I had no other choice. And that was only going to be urination. That shun, not the other shun. I was going to hold that shun all the way until I got home. I don't care if I just walked in that club. That shun wasn't happening there because urination didn't really want to happen there. I am very, 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 very picky about using the bathroom in clean spaces because it's the bathroom, and then water sometimes wants to pop up on you. And you know, when you're holding yourself in the air, when you definitely, I'm holding myself in the air. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna hold myself in the air. But yes, that job was humility waiting to happen. And I say waiting to happen because the God already knew I was going to get there. I don't care how. The God said, I don't care how many job offers you turn your face away from for how many years. You'll get there. You'll get there. And that was the worst one. The one that I was working at for social service wasn't bad. Just think about it. Club, social service. People working in social service, or even if they just fake in the front, they generally gonna be a little uppity. They're not gonna be wanting to be in no dirty bathrooms. It's my thought process. And I know from experience, anybody who's been homeless is bound to have dealt with social service at some point. Look, hey, I don't have a job. Tell me I'm not dealing with social service right now. Like, it's things and stuff that I have no qualms about. You know it. Because my instruction was come here and get live and get your health together. And everything is being provided for. The audacity of thee, God, to love me that much. Nah? So I found so many jewels at that place, so many gems. Like when I got the word that I believe take a nap every day, it was just on a post. You would go in some offices and they would have like little encouraging posts and things like that, and that was, or little instructive posts, because you're dealing with social service, you're dealing with a whole lot of people. You need to be able to encourage yourself as well. You know, when you're dealing with people, you have to be able to encourage yourself and keep yourself above water, because I don't care if you at social service or McDonald's, hun. While I've not worked at social service, I have worked for the city dealing with people. Also worked at McDonald's and things and stuff like that as well. Done a little bit of all. And it's not easy dealing with people. Everybody that deal with me don't think it's easy dealing with me. But guess what? Some people just don't deal with me. Some people probably don't even like me. But some people, in spite of any flaw that I may have, them loves me. Good, bad, and different. You know, kind of like the God. That's the way the God loves me. And on we go. Let's see. So y'all, now this I meant to talk about the other day, but I didn't have talked about this the other day because I forgot, and I had it down here in the notes and everything, and I just forgot. I have been known to be one who I would consider would fight for the underdog. And the underdog is not always going to look like the underdog to many, because the underdog could be the one that many folks feel one way about and I may feel a different way about. Let me explain. You know how I just said that people love me in spite of my good, bad, and different? That's any and everybody. It's any and everybody. And if it's somebody out here that don't have anybody that love them, I'm gonna say they may not have come across them yet, or maybe they've lost them. Because even you can watch TV to know it, because you'll hear me say this often on this platform. TV is drawn from reality, always has been, always will be. The most horrific criminals are loved by someone. You watch Criminal Minds, it used to be some of them Criminal Minds where you would look at these unsubs and not even begin to fathom the things that they do, just being someone from the outside looking in. So just imagine the people that love them. Sometimes people may be aware of what their loved ones do and still love them in spite of. Case in point, what was that? I was watching 911 Lone Star. That woman wound up, and what is their name? Carlos? Was it Carlos? Carlos and I forget what you call it, son name. Rob Lowe's son name. See, I be forgetting Rob Lowe name. But Carlos was kidnapped. And Rob Lowe's son had came to the door. And that's when she found out that he was LGBTQ. But he was just G. Carlos was just G. He was not LGBTQ. Carlos is G. And at first that kind of riled her up, and she was gonna do Carlos in, but she wound up letting Carlos go in spite of the love that she had for her son. Even though she knew her son was the reason why she did the things that she did, and her son felt the ways about her. So he knew that he could manipulate her, because he talked to her like crap. Anytime you talk to your parent like crap, y'all feel like you feel a way about them. I never, you know, we can go biblical and say you're supposed to honor your mother and your father, but we can also go biblical and say you're not supposed to provoke your children to wrath. So I'm never gonna say that I'm slow to speak on communication between children and parents, because I don't know what the schematics of the relationship is that built that communication. Now, your criminal mind, that's something totally different. That is something totally different. His communication with his mother and his relationship with his mother was based off of something that went on or broke somewhere at some point in time in that relationship. I just think that when you're dealing with parent-child relationships, they work both ways. I don't care if you have a parent that's gonna sit in your face and tell you they child. What would they child sit in your face and say? And if you were the unbiased party, what would you say to either party? Sylvie414, balance, 414, one in the middle. Balance. I said all that to say, we're going to talk about Blue Ivy and Tasha. You know, we've been talking about Suki and Tasha. Tasha say, and I'm going to go on ahead and say this before I segue into Blue Ivy. Both Tasha and Angela have said they give up. That's what they both have said. Angela ran 20 years worth of receipts today. Tasha been dragging Sukianna up and down Beyonce's internet. I don't know why this Beyonce's internet. I don't know, but that's what everybody calls it, Beyonce's. So Tasha K been running Sukianna up and down Beyonce's internet. And I said, when Sukiyama, and she kept, in the second video I saw where she called herself going in on Tasha K, and somebody came on and was like, this is how, she said, I know Tasha K is somewhere laughing at this. And I'm thinking to myself, probably because it was so weak. You can say what you want to say about Tasha K. You do not have to like Tasha K. That's why I said somebody love Tasha K. Her family love Tasha K. Her fans love Tasha K. I don't have no problem with Tasha K. And I see Tasha K. I look, hey, I see Tasha K. That's the thing about going ahead. If you're gonna deal with somebody or support somebody, you're gonna do it good, bad, and different. I didn't stop supporting Mary J. Blige because everybody stopped liking her music, and I have to agree that her music became not like it was. Everybody wanted the woman to go backwards and be in pain again so she could make good music. No, but I'm gonna ride with Mary to my eyes close, till the wheels fall out, till the cows come home. I'm gonna ride with Mary. I felt like that about Wendy, and it almost got me. Whew. And Wendy, you get feeling like that about Wendy took me through a thing. I feel like that about Tasha and Angela. Don't nobody like now one of them. Except the people that love them. Don't nobody like now one of them except the people that love them. The winos love Tasha K and her family. And the folks that support Auntie Angie and her family. Period. And I follow both of them. Tasha K said she was not going back and forth with Sukiyama no more. My thing was, and that I didn't finish that statement, but I'm learning how to unfinish statements, y'all, if I remember. My thing was, if you said that the woman hurt your feelings, would it have been the best thing to just try to go back and forth in a beef with her? I don't care if you feel like you're the bigger celebrity. At this point, I don't know. Tasha K has done what I said from the beginning. Because people thought that her platform was going to be gone. I had talked with several people since Tasha K and Cardi B, but I was following her before Cardi B. I have talked to several people since then. Thought her platform was going to be gone, and they've said over the years, all publicity is good publicity. Tasha K gets plenty of publicity. And I stated when I first started this platform, when I first started ever spoke about Tasha K, I remembered her. When I started watching her, I knew I had seen her somewhere. So she already had that aesthetic going as well. Even if you didn't know who she was, if you came to the YouTube streets and you saw her, if you watched The Housewives of Atlanta and you was a fan like me, you remember things and stuff. She opened one season. I didn't realize it was the show being on at that point. Thought it was a commercial or something. Opened one season with a news broadcast. Yeah, I remember. But that's where I was going with, everybody's loved by somebody. And a lot of times I think we don't like how somebody chooses to live or how somebody chooses to speak. We don't like when black folks start going to be Republican. So all instantaneously, you can't be doing no good if you're a Republican and you black. Now, Michi said that receipt that Angela pulled up, because like I said, she pulled up, she contradicted herself several times throughout. Angela did. Said that receipt that she pulled up before she went live today was a fake receipt. I don't know about no receipts. All I know is Michi pulled up several receipts that contradicted, where Angela contradicted herself. There were things that Michi said from video to video that contradicted herself, but they wouldn't have been things, like I said, that would um, be able to be involved in a lawsuit. Michi is just like, if you go to court, if we go to court, I'm ready, basically. But they both said they were going to subside in this thing, both Tasha and Angela. Tasha kept making reference to being a conservative woman, and that's something that I felt like with her in the first place. My thing is, it's her job. I think I said this on the live the other day. You got the Inquirer, you got TMZ, you got all of these other channels that do it and have done it for years. She's speaking her opinion. Sometimes the opinion be the truth, but nobody wants to hear the truth. Everybody wants to be able to do what they want to do, because talking can't hurt you. Talking can't hurt you. It can hurt your feelings. It can't hurt your being. That is why I say, being out here in this public eye with feelings so easily to be hurt, Dr. K don't let you know that her feelings ain't on the table. And even if they is, she don't let you see her sweat. But people want to be able to do what they want to do in public, but never want anybody to be able to comment on the things that they do in public. Little Blue Ivy with her gorgeous self. Now, I didn't hear so much dragging going on when a whole grown adult, I don't even like to use, that's a double negative, when a whole adult came on and called her ugly. I didn't hear this much rampage. And I think I was still on, I had to be on YouTube, because I wouldn't have knew about it. Yeah. If you don't know, go Google who called her ugly. Because she's just as gorgeous as she want to be. She looks like a smash. My oldest baby is a smash. My nephew just let me know he a smash. He looks just like my brother. Everybody told me he looked like he could be my son. But I've never met his mom, so I wouldn't know. But her dance moves were stiff. You done had a Miss D. We done had a Abby. Them gals did their thing. Yes, it might have been hard for us to deal with. It was very hard for me to deal with some of the outfits that they wore on those shows. I'm old school. I just talked to my baby about me being old school today. But aside from me having to get out of my head about the fact that the parents are okay, but that's I don't have nothing to do with it. Them little girls used to dance their tail off. Come on. Dance their tail off. And all of it wasn't not age appropriate. Blue Ivy was stiff. Now you have her fan base coming out saying that she was stiff on purpose. If she was stiff on purpose, if that's her thing and that's what she going with and she like it, I love it. But all I've ever known about dance is stiff never went with any form of it. So I made a post on Facebook. And 2 people came on and was like, that's a baby. I'm like, but it's a baby in the public eye on a concert stage. If she don't know that she's stiff, how will she know if her fan base, who I'm just going to go ahead and say that I believe that her fan base is her fan base more or less because of who her parents are, more than who she is. So if they're not going to constructively critique her, and if mommy and daddy are just going to say she Blue Ivy, so she good, how does she get better? How does she get better? Now tonight, Tasha K posted a little young lady on Twitter dancing, very age appropriately and very fluid. Again, I'll state, if Blue Ivy said within herself, this how I'm doing this how I roll, cool beans. You like it, I love it, baby. But if Blue Ivy's desire is to be the best Blue Ivy that Blue Ivy can be, then she can't be scared of criticism because of who her parents is. Because that just makes her, what the night and day guys call them, a machine. An industry machine. Is that what she going for? With her gorgeous self. A little enough about Blue Ivies. But let us move on. I didn't make I was supposed to be making my dough at least for my little apple pastries. I seen the apple pastries on Facebook and they're a little, kind of like a little healthy pastry because you don't really use a lot of sugar. It just uses honey. You put the apples on the honey and the pastry on the honey. I mean, yeah, you put the honey on the pastry and the apples on the honey and then you bake them. And then you take it out and you put powdered sugar on it, but I'm going to do cinnamon sugar. Yeah, I'm going to like it. It's the fluidity for me. Okay, you guys. So, Britney Spears got slapped and knocked on the floor today. Maybe it was last night, the night before last, because I saw it last night since it's tomorrow now. So it might have been night before last. If the day is tomorrow and tomorrow is Friday, then last night was Thursday, so this might have happened on Wednesday. So what had happened was, welcome, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. And I thank y'all because y'all subscribing. Y'all subscribing. Appreciate it. And I'm trying to stay on top of things. I'm cutting up content from different videos, just trying to stay on top of things and trying to bring y'all a little bit of something. Let me read that Bible verse right quick. Cause I'm just, because we're talking about people feeling like, you supposed to cater to everything they feel, but nobody's supposed to cater to, I'm reading the Bible verse right quick. He winketh his eye. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Don't ever get it twisted that he is always meaning a man. I did not go in and do this study. But the fact that I was going to choose verse 12, that's Proverbs chapter 6, verse 13. The fact that I was going to choose verse 12, but then once I got down to verse 13, I believe Lee God hit me and said, do it with that one. This is all he winketh with his eye. When you winking with your eye, we didn't talk about that before. 9 times there's intent behind a wink with an eye. Speaking with your feet. you just take a minute guess on what speaking with your feet could mean, because you only speech, anything that you talk about from your feet cannot be good, because to look down is really a distraction first and foremost, and your feet walk on the dirt. Like, I don't know that I want you talking to me from your feet. That's all. And teaching with your fingers. And thee God knows that I can talk with my hands, but thee God gave me wisdom that comes out of my mouth. I won't even say the gift of gab, because if you got the gift of gab, that could be some slick stuff. Slick stuff, but you teach it with your fingers, just speaking with your feet, and you winking with the proper thing, because that ending up, all the rest of that stuff is tricky. It's tricky. Because technically somebody can teach you with their hands, because a person that can't speak knows sign language. But that's not the norm. You should be able to speak and teach somebody, and if you're using your hands, it should be as an aid. I promise you, I'm almost certain I can go do that study, and it's going to back me up, because verse 12 says, and see, we have to go to Deacon Bellamy, who told me you got to at least read, and I read the whole chapter. I just go in and do what he says as well. Well, he said read the whole chapter, but he said if you're not going to read the whole chapter, you have to take heed to that verse before it and after it. And I just do that anyhow, even though I read the whole chapter. So verse 12, a naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. And verse 14, frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually, and soweth discord. Later on down in the chapter, it speaks about a person speaking about discord as well. It also spoke again about that strange woman that we talked about yesterday, and I mean day before yesterday. And you know that this platform goes out to all the women's, alls, not just ones that look like me, not just ones that look like the front of my hand, all the women. So you can catch it, pin the man's back, or you can bypass if you don't choose. It's totally on you. Howsoever, that's how I get that this is not speaking about a man, because it leads off in verse 12 with a naughty person. Now, to be froward in your mouth is to be difficult to deal with. Difficult to deal with. And we'll go back to Tasha and Suki just for a little bit. They're going to end it, I'm going to end it. Sukiana's not the first. That's why I said I see Tasha. I see that. That's why I was advised to take the meat and leave the bones, but then re-advised that all of it is necessary. The bones as well. Eva May, she made soup with the ham bone to season it. So regardless of how you may feel about Tasha K, you can't deny the truth. Tell me you want your daughter talking about eating ass. Tell me you want your daughter walking around online talking about how she be slurping it up and what you can do in her mouth. I have never seen Tasha K respond any differently to anything that she considers whole behavior. Why we got to sit back and be okay with it just because you feel like you're an adult and so it's you feel like you're not hurting her? How we hurting you besides your feelings? That's why she said Sukiana's a brand. If you good with what you do, and she said that today, I think I watched. She said if Black China wasn't good with something I said, she had enough couth. Basically, her confidence level was such that she didn't feel the need to address it. But the fact that you can't, that's all my thought process. You came in her inbox, asked her to stop cyberbullying you, but you put all of this out. You put this out. I don't know about no blurry lines or all that stuff I was talking about. I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop. I didn't even know the chick was from Love and Hip Hop. Look, I just posted the video saying I didn't know who she was when I watched that TikTok talking about selling her soul and everything. Didn't know her name was Sukianna. Didn't know none of that. When I came to find out who Sukianna was, I didn't find out she was from Love and Hip Hop until I went and looked up her mama based off something Tasha K. I think it was Tasha K posted something that made me go look up her mama. Even when I watched a little short that said she came from a line of hoes. Her mama was a hoe, her grandmama was a hoe. I still didn't go looking up her mama. I forget what Tasha K posted, but it made me go look up her mama. And I'll just leave that part right there, but I didn't know she was on Love and Hip Hop. I ain't know where the chick was from. Like I said, I've been instructed, and in being instructed, I am learning how to make sure that I'm doing the investigating that I need to do before coming to speak on some things to give my opinion even. I'm not for that behavior. My daughters are that age. I don't care what they do. Do I care how they present themselves? Yes. You're a lady. And when I tell you that my babies can do some unladylike stuff, it's a difference between doing something unladylike and whole behavior. That's a whole difference. My baby said to me, I'm trying to defend the fact that there may be little young ladies that are not, I make it my habit not to call children bad because I want to go into the situation that got you feeling like a child bad. That way I want to dig deeper. But it may be some children out there whose parents may use the term bad and good, who consider their children good children. Who consider that their children would make good decisions. They may want to go see Sukianna. But you can't go see Sukianna because she don't be on stage, but they come up there and the gals come up there and do hers. Where they do that at? Man, Bobby Brown got arrested for taking off his shirt. Bobby Brown got arrested for touching his own body. And you can bring a chick on the stage and do things and stuff like that? Come on now. Come on now. Suki. Auntie Vet said... Auntie Vet said... You put it out here, baby. What is people supposed to do when you put yourself out here in the public? You just want everything to run according to how you feel like it's supposed to run. Or is it those feelings involved? Angela talked about them feelings. Woo. And see, a lot of what she was saying was confirmation. We do a lot of things based off of feelings and won't do things based off of feelings. And the God is saying, be emotionless, less emotional, less emotional. You got to go and Google and practice and find out how you can be less emotional. You best to get at it, baby. Cause everybody want to do how they want. They won't say how they want, what they want. But then you gonna want a man. You gonna want a husband. Yeah, I hear telling you. Okay, let's segue into Kiki then. Kiki, a grown woman. A whole grown woman. I watched 3 different platforms. Go and check them out. Willie D, Layla Lynn, B with the T, B-E-E with the T-E-A. And they all said the same thing. And Layla started hers off by, if you tell me I'm a mom, I'm going to be like, I'm not your mom. I'm their mom, but I'm not your mom. She said she was going to go and look up whether they were married because Kiki's boyfriend referenced his wife. Nothing I found said that they were married. It all referenced that was her boyfriend. They in a long-term relationship though. They working on 3 years. They 2021, it'll be 3 years, either at the end of this year or at the beginning of the next year. It just depends. Well, excuse me. I guess it'll be 3 years at the beginning of next year. At the beginning of next year, so they over 2 years though, and they have a child. I'm not saying he's supposed to control the way that she dresses, and he was absolutely wrong for bringing it to social media. That's where everybody agreed that he was the most wrong. I don't think Willie D said anything about him bringing it to social media, but they all agreed on something. But the 2 women that covered the story agreed that social media, I say that. But once it comes to the public, it's for the public. The 2 women, well, at least Layla, I think Layla believes that he wanted it to be publicized. He wanted to bring the internet into it. But as her mate, he gets to feel. Everybody out here in all their emotions and want strangers to be able to feel like they feel and agree with how they feel. But this man that is her partner, I'm not gonna call him her baby daddy. This man that is her partner and the father of her child, why doesn't he get to have an opinion? Should his opinion have been online? Maybe not. But why doesn't he get to have an opinion? And this is where everybody agreed. Everybody agreed that they don't even believe it was so much about the dress as it was about the fact of how she was up on Usher. Now let me find out that had the tables been turned 414 balance, one in the middle, we don't cap for ladies. Let me find out. That had the tables been turned, they wouldn't have been a real problem. Let him have been up there on Nikki like that. Let Nikki have let it happen. Let him have been up there on Nikki like that. Because that's the only person I can think about right now that, because I don't even know who none of the young chicks is. I really just don't. But let the tables have been turned is all I'm saying. Let it have gone the other way around and see how it would have felt and see how the internet, see how the ladies would have still been capping for Kiki. Tasha came down on the ladies, said that's why y'all all single. That's why y'all ain't got no man. That's why y'all ain't getting married. Because you don't know how to do relationships. What say ye? Willie D? Man, that one was alright. What say ye? I say Willie D because that's in my Willie D voice now. It's in my Willie D voice. Look at me doing things and stuff, and I am wrong. But so that's my opinion on that. Layla Lynn, no, I think the B with the T said that she believes that it's going to blow over and they're going to get back together. And my whole thought process is one thing for sure and 2 things for certain. If she values her relationship, she shouldn't allow this internet and the fact that he was ignorant enough to bring it to the internet. If this is a valued relationship, then you best be trying to communicate this thing through. Because what is it with everybody just trying to throw everything away? Like what is it? What can they do or not do? Because we want to do everything. We want to be able to dress how we want to dress. We want to be able to say what we want to say. We want to be able to go where we want to go, when we want to go. And sometimes we get him some tight leashes. He can't get emotional. He damn sure can't cheat. He damn sure can't cheat. Because he cheat, he's in the dumps. But he can't get emotional. Like, what can he do? Because that was emotions. That was emotions because I'm going to assume he probably had never even seen the dress. But I'm going to tell you what Willie D said. That's why everybody concluded that it had to be about Usher. Willie D said this dude done posted provocative pictures of her. And the first thing I said before I even went to finish watching Willie D, because what drove me to watch Willie D, because I had forgot about it, is I went on Twitter to start looking for content and saw Tasha K post about it. And I said, ooh, let me go back and finish watching Willie D. But once I started watching Willie D a few hours prior to that, and it made me go and start looking up what had gone on. And when I saw that dress, fly as Kiki wanna be, and I love me some Kiki. Fly as Kiki wanna be. When I saw that dress, I was like, ooh. I say ooh anytime. It's a couple, and if y'all are good with it, I said ooh with Sierra. But guess what? I said ooh with Beyonce too. Nobody talked about Beyonce. Everybody was trying to drag Sierra or Russell or both. I said ooh. But you can't take away when somebody look good and what they look good in. But you really think that the man want to see his woman walking around in that dress like that? I'm just saying. I have no clue what in the heck, why it's doing that. I hope I don't start talking like karate movies. Because that is going to be so unfortunate. But, you know, that's just my opinion. There are compromises. Communication, effective communication is everything. You know, I want to see things work if people are able to work them, and if they not, then it is what it is. I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boy, bad boy? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh, oh, oh. I don't know the rest of that music. Bow, bow. Okay. And last but not least, you got... I never finished talking about Britney. Where did I go? Okay, let's talk about Britney real quick, and then we're going to do last but not least. So Britney got hit by the security guard. But last I read, it does not look like the security guard is going to be charged. My whole thing is, and I tweeted this, Britney got slapped by that security. It's saying that he slapped her hand and her hand slapped her face, but somebody is trying to say that he slapped her directly. I watched a news broadcast that said he slapped her directly, but what I read online, if I'm not mistaken, that was a correction to his story. The hand being slapped, but I'm going to follow it some more because they said that they're investigating. But online made it seem like the hand slap was it. But he's saying he ain't see the hand slap the man that was on TV. So I don't know. But Britney is celebrity. So sometimes celebrities have a different outlook on how reality may work. Y'all remember when I had talked about Busta Rhymes? When he had dashed the liquid on the young lady? Because she invaded his space. Not only did she invade his space, she grabbed his butt. Britney didn't grab his butt. You still invaded the space. When you go up into anybody's this, and they have security for a reason. That was the basketball team security. Anybody's this. You then have entered into their personal space. So as nice as I believe that Britney Spears is, I love me some Britney too. When you went and tapped that man on the shoulder, and either an article I read or the man on TV said that she was speaking in a British accent. So then you was on some old joke and clownery. Hello, sir. Oh, I don't know how to speak in a British accent, but you're tapping someone, a stranger, on the shoulder because you are a fan. You're a fan. You are no longer Britney Spears. You're a fan. Give someone an opportunity to turn around to know that you're Britney Spears before you enter into their space. Because all he was doing was trying to disconnect the fan from the athlete. And then things and stuff occurred and she ended up on the ground. Respect people's space. Respect people's space. Because here you're listening to a woman who has always, and will always believe that no one has the right to put their hands on anyone. When I first was hearing the story, because I was going to look it up as I was hearing it, I'm thinking that she put her hands on somebody and they put their hands back on her. And my thing was, you're not supposed to put your hands on nobody. I always say it takes a superb man to control those reflexes, because when you hit somebody and you get those reflexes to going, you might have something on your hands. That's all. So now we can get to the last but not least, because we have talked about the Britney. We have talked about the Tasha and the Angela stopping. We have talked about if Blue Ivy wants practice. I'm pretty sure that there's practice, because the guy on Facebook responded and he was like, you might be right, but something about our parents being rich. I responded back, well, if they rich, then they got the money to get her the proper dance lesson. That's all. Last but not least, New York City. New York City is sinking as the water level is rising. Both are being done at alarming rates, they say. It's sinking because New York City keeps building up. And it's heavy. That's my home, y'all. New York City is not my home, but New York is my home. I've been a resident of New York City. And they keep doing temporary fixes. Expensive temporary fixes. I think it was to the tune of 52 million or billion, let me see. Instead of going ahead and doing something that will resolve the issue permanently. You want to keep bootlegging on that jank. Attention those in charge of New York City. I can't imagine that this is a surprise. I can't imagine that this is something that just started, but you wanted to keep bootlegging on that thing. Is it possible that y'all can go ahead and fix it before the city falls? Please and thank you. Yeah, 52.6 billion to build seawalls, which are a temporary fix that you keep having to build up. As the water rises, you have to continue to build the seawalls. It does not say The article did not say what the permanent fix would be, but it did say that the seawalls are a temporary fix. So, yeah, I'd say y'all, keep New York in your prayer. Pray in your thoughts, you know. Send them some good and positive energy their way. Because the population continues to grow. And when I was talking to my daughter about it, I wasn't even talking about the buildings. I was just talking about just the population in and of itself. And I know the buildings got to be one thing, but the population in and of itself, and the vehicles, and ew, it's a lot. Hello, beautiful. Beautiful. If you don't want nobody in your business, you should keep it to yourself. Whew. A lady in the streets for the freak in the sheets. Keep it to yourself. Because once you put your business out, then it may become public knowledge for people to talk about. Do you want people to talk about your business? Beautiful. If not, don't put it on social media. But if you don't mind people talking about your business, if you can withstand all's the talk, have at it. If you like it, Sylvie loves it. And Sylvie loves you. And I'm out.